This is 7 National News, and in our top story. Their Majesties and Highnesses, the leaders and heads of delegations of the Gulf Cooperation Council member states have concluded the 35th session of the GCC Supreme Council Summit in Doha, Qatar. The Secretary-General of the GCC, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, delivered the session's final statement in which the Supreme Council congratulated His Highness the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, on assuming the presidency of the current session of the Supreme Council, while also expressing its deep appreciation and gratitude for the efforts made by His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jabar Al-Sabah, as the chair of the 34th session of the Supreme Council. The leaders during the session discussed a number of issues of regional importance, including the announcement that the GCC will form a regional police force based in Abu Dhabi and a joint naval force based out of Bahrain. The police force, to be known as GCC Pol, will improve regional cooperation against terrorism, acting as an Interpol-like force inside GCC countries. The GCC leaders said a joint military command would also be formed after further discussions were held. Additionally, the leaders reaffirmed their support for efforts aimed to enhance human rights and the commitment to protect human rights and dignity according to regional and international human rights law and conventions by releasing its Human Rights Declaration. The declaration stems from the GCC countries' deep belief in human dignity and respect for their rights, as well as from their commitment to the protection of human rights as guaranteed by Islamic law. F&C members have called for better wages for teachers and greater supervision of them, while the Minister of Education has promised a new law to regulate salaries. In a 4-hour debate, council members heard that Emiratis were shunning the teaching profession because of poor incentives, low wages and an insufficient retirement plan. This was revealed in a report by the F&C with data showing that in 2010-11, male Emiratis made up only 3.5% of teachers in public schools, while female nationals made up 44.7%. According to the report, wages have not been enough to attract Emiratis to the teaching profession, which for many has few opportunities for career advancement. A starting teacher at that time received a salary of 22,500 dirhams from the ministry, while those who work for the Abu Dhabi Education Council receive 40,000 dirhams. The council also heard that the job has a negative connotation in the community, and even with a 4,000 dirham monthly stipend offered by the ministry to those pursuing a career in education, universities have reported low enrollment. One area the council is looking at to improve the standing of the profession generally is the licensing teachers, which according to the report would help to put teachers in line with other licensed professionals such as doctors, and would also mean that only those approved by the ministry would be allowed to work in schools. The 4th edition of the Sharjah Children Biennale is now in full swing and will run until the 31st of December at the Sharjah Art Museum. Next year, it will be showcased at the Children's Child Centre in Mughaydir for a month from the 9th of January. The wife of His Highness the ruler of Sharjah, Her Highness Sheikha Jawahar bint Muhammad Al Qasimi, chairperson of the Supreme Council for Family Affairs, inaugurated the 4th Biennale for Children on Tuesday morning. She toured the exhibition where 550 artworks from 11 nations are on display. Children from 6 to 18 years old were engaged in different art forms and medium, including clay, pottery, photography and social media. Each piece showcased is an outcome of technical workshops held on the sidelines of the Biennale and artworks received from across the UAE and around the globe. With Sharjah's strong art foundation, the Biennale for Children is highlighting Emirati artists and talent alongside their international counterparts.
What we did this year, we tried to do clay, pottery, social media, where we also have a section here is teaching children how to take the proper way of taking a selfie. We're trying to just basically get them in tune with what's happening, and then we need to get in tune with what's happening in their lives as well for the connectivity to occur. Art, as we know, is a very strong, we have a very strong art foundation in Sharjah and the UAE. Everyone is, let's say, beating the drum of innovation, and art is the simplest form of innovation, as we always say. So hopefully through Sharjah Children Biennale, we can actually showcase the beautiful end product of these young artists and continue on supporting them and giving them a platform in order to showcase their artwork and develop them artistically.
This edition runs under the theme Questions, which the organising committee says explores the inherent curiosity of children and the numerous questions about a variety of subjects which are then transformed into art. During the opening, groups of young children were given an opportunity to create more art or add to the existing ones to express themselves. In addition to inspiring and cultivating creativity, the event also endeavours to develop children's skills in different areas by helping them think visually.
We focused on the concept in this year, so children can learn that concept as important as technique in art, and they can not easily become an artist, but it's like something playful, and they can have the ideas from themselves, not taken from others. To play with the materials, it's not just paints and colors. They can use anything to create their art work. And art or artworks ideas can come from everything around us. A question about personalities, about mathematics, about the time, about the moon, for example.
Combating smoking among adults and its rising popularity among the youth remains high priority for the UAE. Earlier today, the National Tobacco Control in the Ministry of Health organised a training workshop about the implementation of the Federal Law No. 15 of 2009 on tobacco control. Representatives from different government departments from across the UAE attended the inaugural workshop presented by Dr. Widad Al-Maydour, head of the National Tobacco Programme. At present, controlling tobacco use in public areas has already gained ground. According to Dr. Al-Maydour, the number of youth smokers decreased from 20% to 16% from 2002 to 2013. However, she says they're seeing a rise in the number of young children who are starting the habit and attributed it to the availability of cigarette and tobacco products in the country, as well as its inexpensive cost and prevalence in the media.
We have a target with the National Agenda 2021 to reduce that to 16%. And so to do that, it will not be the job of Ministry of Health or local health authorities. It is collectively the local authorities in all over the Emirates. That's why they are here today, and we want to learn from them since the 24th of January, the date of the reinforcement of the bylaw. What did they do so far? There was any difficulty, and also just to explain for them how to reinforce the different part or subject of the bylaw.
According to Dr. Al-Maydour, all the government bodies involved in implementing the federal law on tobacco control are making an impact. However, the number of residents who avail of cessation programs are fluctuating, especially since the treatment is not covered by insurance.
We raise it up to the High Cabinet that we need to give the instruction to include the smoking cessation within the umbrella of the health insurance. Regarding the local government, of course, their effort is very appreciated and very important. Like when the municipalities will control the shisha bars, reinforce it, remove it from the residential. When the economy department is supposed to help us in removing the tobacco sale from the cashier and also from when they are reinforcing the packaging and labeling. So their effort, and also as a tourist, to explain for our tourists that we are a country promoting clean air and smoke-free, they will be respected more and more, because all over the world, and the people who was coming for us from many countries, they are get used to smoke-free places.
Dentists and physicians in Dubai have been given a grace period until January 2017 to meet new licensing qualification standards. The announcement was made by Dr. Leila Al-Marzouqi, the Acting Director of the Health Regulation Department at the DHA, who stated that in line with the unified professional qualification requirements applicable for all healthcare professionals in the UAE, the authority has provided a grace period to dentists and physicians to meet the necessary qualification standards. As per the unified requirements for physicians in the UAE, physicians and dentists will fall under 3 categories: consultants, specialists and general practitioners. The DHA has scrapped the specialists under supervision and registrar category. Therefore, physicians and dentists who currently fall under these 2 categories will need to meet PQR requirements so that they can receive the specialist title, with practitioners encouraged to check PQR requirements that provide details of the education and experience required by healthcare professionals. Abu Dhabi Traffic Police seized about 280 vehicles for 1 month and fined the drivers 2,000 dirhams, as well as issuing them with 12 black points for violating regulations relating to the decoration of their vehicles during the National Day celebrations. These vehicles were seized for committing different violations, which included causing noise and disturbance, reckless driving, making major changes on the vehicle engine and body, driving without a license, and behaving in a bad way during the celebrations. Brigadier Engineer Hussein Al-Harathi, the Director General of Abu Dhabi Traffic Police, said that they had started an early awareness campaign to make motorists aware of the violations and what to avoid, and that despite this campaign, the police saw these violations. He pointed out that the major violation noticed by them during the celebrations was motorists using sprays, drivers or passengers coming out of the vehicle windows and roofs, inserting huge speakers in the vehicles, which caused noise, driving recklessly and causing danger to other road users, among many other violations. And finally, in the bulletin, while sparkly decorations and gigantic Christmas trees are a common sight in many shopping malls and hotel lobbies nowadays, other establishments are going an extra mile. In celebration of the festive season, the Pullman Dubai City Centre held a Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Tuesday in its main lobby. The event kicked off with a performance of Christmas Carol, followed by a classical concert of famous nocturnes from the French pianist Hugues Leclerc. The event was made open to the public to engage the local community and allow different nationalities who are in-house guests at the hotel or residents in the Emirate to enjoy with their families and friends. Newly appointed President of French Business Council and General Manager of Pullman Dubai City Centre, Laurent Chadet, says they annually think of ways to celebrate differently and allow everyone to feel at home through a variety of entertainment and cultural activities as well as events.
In Pullman, we try to do the thing a bit different and take this opportunity to develop what we did already before by bringing some resident artists in the lobby, showing and exhibit their paintings. Tonight we bring classical music in the lobby of the hotel. So our 100 guests tonight will enjoy Liszt, Chopin and Mussorgsky, and we expect like this to show that an hotel is not just an industry like another one, but it's a place where be part of the community and bringing to the community something else.
This idea of Christmas or greetings concert, I think it's very, very sympathetic. It will be people friendly. We are just to take a good moment together, and we did some gifts for the audience, and they prepare something very cozy. So I am very happy to be here.